I suffered. Like, listen, I suffered. Listen, I told a friend that I literally wanted to die one night. There was one night I was so close to telling God, take my life. Is that the brightness of this day has given me the opportunity to bring you this video. Welcome back to my channel, Winging It with Essie. My name is Essie. I feel like it's been so long since I gave my intro or said my intro. Okay, now this video is going to be about my postpartum period, so at least maybe let's say 6 weeks postpartum. I was supposed to have filmed this video weeks ago. Today is, and I can never remember the dates, like all the dates are the same, but today is 21st June. I had this baby first week of April, so ideally I should have shot this video in May. That was my plan, but life happened and here we are. I feel like trying to film videos, trying to film vlogs, having a newborn is an extreme sport. Okay, so it's been a long time coming, and I've had a few people on my neck, 1 or 2 people on my neck, that it's your channel has become quiet. The last video I posted was the vlog, my first day at home alone with my newborn. And it's been like 2 weeks since I posted that video. So I wanted to do this sit down video today, but as you can see, we are not sitting down because we have backed this human being. He's on my back now. Now the thing is, I backed him, he fell asleep. I tried putting him down, he woke up, and he doesn't want me to sit down. My hips are hurting, I want to sit. When I sat for a while, he started complaining, woke up crying. So I've been pacing up and down, exercise, but I'm tired, I'm sleepy. I also want to sleep because he's sleeping, but this boy says no. So I might as well just shoot this video. So I actually made these notes weeks ago. I made these notes in May, and I'm now shooting this video. Okay, so I'm basically just going to walk you through. Postpartum is basically about like your body changes, like what happened after you gave birth, what's been happening and all of that, and they are in no particular order. Okay, so the first thing I have listed here is pelvic pressure. So after I delivered, if you're watching me for the first time, I recently delivered my second child, a boy. Oh, by the way, his name is Kuku. Okay, Kuku means a boy born on a Wednesday. So he was born on a Wednesday, so his name is Kuku, and then that's his fancy name. I am Fanti, my husband is Ewe, so his Ewe name is Senam. So my firstborn is Seiram, my secondborn is Senam. I call him Kuku. Most of us call him Kuku because that's what we started off with. So Kuku. So the first point here, pelvic pressure. So I had the pelvic pressure when I was pregnant, and I thought it would go away immediately I gave birth, but my God, like I would be lying down and getting up, like I would just feel that pelvic pressure. For those of you who have not felt it before, I think I described it in one of my pregnancy videos. It's as if somebody is like, there's some pressure or something that is bearing down on your vagina, like. So when I'm lying down, I would feel it so badly, especially when I lie on my sides. I don't know why, whether I lie on my left or on my right side, it was so painful. So I was only lying on my back. So there was that. And when I asked my doctor about it, he was like, oh, it's normal, it will go away with time. And indeed, after a few weeks, right now I don't remember how many weeks later it stopped. It will come back once in a while. Even as of like 2 days ago, I felt it, but back then it was constant. Once I lie on my left or my right and I'm getting up, something else. Okay, now when I lie on my back, okay, that one too has stopped. But when I lie on my back, my waist, the sciatica pain has gone. But at that point, the first, I don't know, 6 weeks and a little more, I guess, whenever I lay on my back and I'm getting up, like if I'm sleeping and I get up, and I'm trying to get up. It's like you lie on your side at problem, you lie on your side at problem, you lie on your back at problem. But when I'm getting up, my waist, especially the right side where the sciatica was really bad, from that point down, it was very painful. Okay. So okay, when I lie on my back and I'm getting up, it was really, really, really painful. And I think that it was because of the mattress also. The mattress was quite, you know, like how if the mattress is not necessarily new, but those hard mattresses, I think that was also part of the problem. But now I don't really have that pain as much as I did earlier. And then talking about the surgery, so I mentioned in my birth video that after the surgery I was itching. Hey, that itching was bad because of the anesthesia that was wearing off. That itching was bad, but it wore off. And after, okay, now thankfully, with this baby, I haven't experienced baby blues, I haven't experienced postpartum depression, and it has made me so happy. For those of you who are new on this channel and you do not know my story with my firstborn, I did experience baby blues so bad. I experienced a bit of postpartum depression, mild. It wasn't self-diagnosed, if I should put it that way, but I prayed about this one before this boy was born. I prayed, I told God, I want to enjoy my postpartum period. I don't want to experience baby blues. I don't want to experience postpartum depression. And by God's grace, he answered that prayer. None of that. So I'm so thankful for that. And then the bleeding. So if you don't know, when you give birth, you bleed for at least 2 weeks and more. I hear C-section moms don't bleed as much. I don't know how true that is, but my bleeding was for like, I don't know, 3-4 days, and then after that it was like, okay, no, a little more than 3-4 days, let's say maybe about a week. But after that it would be sporadic, like a day will go by, no bleeding, then another day will go by, I'll finish breastfeeding, and then I would just feel a gush, and then the following day, maybe like 2 days to go by, no bleeding, then another day some. So that went on for about 4 weeks. That went on for about 4 weeks. Okay, now because I had a C-section, I had to dress the wound, and that was the same thing with my firstborn. I wasn't dressing the wound, it was my husband who was dressing the wound. And thankfully I didn't have my wound didn't get infected or anything. So every morning and evening he would dress it basically with spirits. I think, was it spirits? Yeah, spirits. Spirits and gauze, and then that would be it. So I had to keep airing it. So that's one of the advice you get when it comes to your C-section wound healing. You need to let air pass over it. So sometimes, and I was sweating so much, so like sometimes I would just, when he's asleep, I would just go and lie down on the bed on my back, and then expose the wound and just let the fan air it. So you need to keep it dry always. You need to keep it dry always. So thankfully I didn't have any complications with my wound. When it comes to the issue of pain medication, so my pain was managed very well by the doctor. I was given I don't remember the name of the suppository, diclo something. These are suppositories, so they are used to manage the pain from the wound, the surgical wound. Now I was supposed to take it twice a day, morning and evening, but for the first week or so, I think a week and a half or so, I would realize that, so basically like one every 12 hours, but the 12 hours wouldn't be up, and then I'll begin to feel the pain from the wound. So a doctor advised that I could use paracetamol suppositories in addition to the diclo what suppository, and that really helped. So assuming I put in the suppository at, let's say, 6 a.m. technically speaking, I would have to do it again at 6 p.m. But I would realize that around 12 noon, 1 p.m. ish, 2 p.m. ish, is like I'm beginning to feel the pain again. So then I would use the paracetamol suppository, and then that would help until I have to use the other one. The other one, I guess, of course, is stronger than the paracetamol suppository. Then I would use that one. And then another thing I ended up noticing is that that was the same thing in me. Never mind. So that was that with the pain. So by I used the pain meds for 3 weeks. So the first week, I think by the second week, then I noticed that I could go longer before using. So if assuming I'm supposed to put the second suppository in at 6 p.m., I realized that I could actually go until like 8 p.m. before I use it. So then that's when I realized that, okay, healing is going on well. And then by the third week, I realized that I could just use it once a day and I'm fine. So basically I used the pain suppositories for 3 weeks, and that was it. I didn't use it anymore. Now, sweating. Listen, I've been sweating like mad. I've been sweating like mad, and I don't think it's the weather, because the weather has been cool in Ghana because of the rains. I've been sweating, and I experienced that with my first, but that one usually was whenever I sat down to breastfeed. Once he latches and he starts feeding, then both of us start sweating. But with this one, he doesn't even sweat that much. That's number one. During breastfeeding, well, he would sweat, but it wasn't as bad as serums. So like both of us would just be sweating. With this one, in the beginning, in the first few weeks, I wouldn't really sweat when I put him to the breast, but I was sweating profusely at night. Like I would wake up when he wakes up, and I wake up. Where I'm lying on the bed is drenched, and it's not like the room is hot. The room is cool. My husband is cool. He's covered himself. Like the room is cool, or sometimes even cold. But I'm sweating. I'm drenched in sweat. I'll be walking around the house and I am sweating. My mom will be like, "Oh, you're sweating." Even now, see how I'm sweating. But this one is because I'm walking up and down with him. You know, but just be sweating. And then recently I realized that the sweating while breastfeeding has started. So I'll be breastfeeding him. I'm sweating. Like it will take maybe like some 10 minutes, and then I'll suddenly like just cool down, and then the sweating would stop. And then I came across some random video on YouTube, no, not YouTube, Instagram, one of these reels from these lactation consultants that talked about postpartum night sweats, something like that. And I was like, I did not know that was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. Sorry, but I need to put on this one. Okay, so what else? Hemorrhoids. I can never spell that word. Hemorrhoids, also known as piles, also known as cocoa in Ghana. Listen, I suffered. Like, listen, I suffered with hemorrhoids. I suffered. I'm going to do a separate video on that, my experience with that. But I suffered. Like, it's like everything about my postpartum was fine. The healing from the CS, no depression, no baby, like everything was fine. But hemorrhoids. How say? I'm so convinced it's the devil that created it, because listen, I told a friend that I literally wanted to die one night. There was one night I was so close to telling God, take my life. It's that bad. And the only person who really understood me when I said that was another friend who's experienced it before. Actually two friends. And one of them was like, "Yes, I understand you." Like both of them were like, "Yeah." Like she was like, she also almost felt that way once. Like it was that bad. She's currently pregnant, and so she's dealing with it. But listen, I'm going to do a video, okay, a separate video on that experience. That experience was horrible, and I never, ever want to experience it. Like anybody who tells me that they are experiencing it, I really feel for you. Like I understand your pain is so bad. So So watch out for that video. Eventually I'll find time and do that video, whether I'll be standing and rocking this human being while I do that video or sitting down peacefully. That video will come because I know it will help somebody out there, and I really want people to get that help, so it will come. I think basically I hope I didn't ramble on and on. I hope this video was not boring. I just hope it helps somebody. But basically that's how my postpartum experience has been. It's been almost 3 months. Yeah, he's almost 3 months since we had him, and yeah, so far so good. Breastfeeding, initially it was okay, like my previous experience and all my reading and, you know, my small expertise on breastfeeding, so that helped. But I realized at a point that I needed to just go back and watch a few videos again on latching, because I realized my nipples were getting sore. He wasn't latching well, so I went and gave myself a crash course again to remind myself on a good latch, how to get him to latch well. Did that and everything worked out. So yeah, here we are. If you have any questions that you want to ask me concerning this period, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Feel free to email me. Feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. And if the questions are a lot, I guess I will collate them and do a video answering them. If not, my human being is waking up. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.